Hi, my name is Luke Lockenberg, and I'm here to debate the gray area of social media that we have today. So, do we need a set of rules? That's the first thing I want to talk about. Do we need a set of rules to tell us, especially the millennials today, who are posting everything, retweeting, favoriting, liking, all these things on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Snapchat's not on there. Their logo's not on there, but I guess I'll throw them into blogs, Pinterest, everything. We have so many social media platforms. Um, are we posting too much of our opinion? Can you post things? Can't you post things? Does our First Amendment rights come into play? Do we have freedom of speech over the internet? That's a big gray area for the World Wide Web today in general. It just is. There is no set of written rules. That's a big thing I want to debate. Do we need one? That's a huge question that I feel like is going to keep coming up. So all of you, I'm assuming, read the case last week, Alonis versus the United States. Here's a picture of him covering his mouth. Basically, just a quick summary of the case. Anthony Alonis basically threatened his wife, an FBI agent, and his son in a kindergarten class on Facebook by posting threats in the form of rap lyrics. So it was basically just a post. He's an aspiring rapper, according to most of the case findings. Here are some examples, sorry it's a little blurry, of the threats he posted on Facebook. There's only one way to love you, but 1,000 ways to kill you. That's about his wife. Fold up your PFA and put it in your pocket. Is it thick enough to stop a bullet? Aspiring rapper, as I just said before. He's threatening the FBI agent, kind of there. Not there, but he threatens the FBI agent after this. He's threatening his wife there and telling her to put her protection order away in her pocket. So yeah, these are pretty threatful in my opinion, but at the same time, they're also on social media. So are they serious? That's where this gray area comes into play. The two approaches I talked about last week was the utilitarian approach, and I like this picture because it pretty much sums it up in just one quote. Most good, least harm. As a human being, and I'll get into my next approach on the next slide, as a human being, you have to think, I can say whatever I want on social media. It takes 140 characters on Twitter and how many ever characters on Facebook I want to post something and for people to share it. Does that mean it's necessarily right to everyone? Does it do good for some people? Maybe. Does it do harm for some people? Maybe. But I mean, there's almost a sense of you have to know your consequences, and the utilitarian approach focuses on consequences. So on to my next approach, the rights approach. The rights approach is basically, as a human being, you know right from wrong almost, but you know your rights that you can basically, in social media's example, as an example of social media, especially in this case, Alonis knew his right, that he could post whatever he wanted. So he did it in the form of rap lyrics. He's an aspiring rapper. Did it offend people? Yes. And I think he knew that. I think he knew it was going to offend people. Did he know his consequences at the time? Yeah, maybe. I think he could have known, honestly, in my opinion. But that's that gray area. Do you really know the consequences? You do know you're right, that you can post whatever, but do you know that you're in the wrong? Do you know it's going to offend other people at the time? So at first he was convicted for over 3 years. His conviction was 44 months, I believe, according to the article. That's a long time for just simple Facebook posts, right? 140 characters we're talking about here. But however, the Supreme Court voted 8-1 that his threats weren't true threats. In the context, they were rap lyrics. It goes back to that little quote, I'm an aspiring rapper. So they were not true threats. Even though he went through all this mumbo-jumbo, to post these things, he knew what he was doing. He knew he had the right to post whatever he felt like. But this is that gray area that we are not sure of yet. So my debate is that you should use these theories. Not everyone knows them, but it's okay to know your rights and know the consequences that come along with them. You have to know that, especially us millennials, I guess, have to know that. Here's my reference page, and that's it.